out of nowhere, I had a £10,000 month, and my mind kind of went, because I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I just reached a point of just thinking, just what is going on? What am I doing? Why am I not happy still? Like, why is this not satisfying like I thought it would be? Like, I feel like the message that I want to share is so important, and I really want to reach the people that this is meant to reach, and also introduce the new chapter of my life to you. Hello everyone. I want to make a video and discuss a few things with you. So many of you know me from Instagram for my artwork, my little miniature clay pieces, and then some of you here will know me for the spiritual content that I've been posting, and then some of you may have never seen me before, and this will be a good little overview of who I am in this video. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is, one, to acknowledge where I've been for my Instagram community, because I've disappeared for 7 months, and to also express something that is so important, because I feel everyone's cries and desperation when it comes to life, and when it comes to whether you are living or surviving. And I really want to talk about this because the reason that I've been so quiet for 7 months is because I've been on a journey. And I feel like the message that I want to share is so important, and I really want to reach the people that this is meant to reach. So I just want to say thank you so much to the people on Instagram that have reached out to me. I've had so many messages asking if I'm okay and where am I, and just wondering when I'm coming back, and I appreciate that so much. Like, truly, every message like that makes me so happy that you've like noticed that I disappeared. Like, I know that's weird, but I was like, oh wow, like you noticed that I'm not, yeah, it means a lot to me, so thank you. So I want to first start talking about what it's like to go viral, and what it's like to have many followers and be technically living your dream life. So for those who don't know, I make these like miniature paintings out of polymer clay, and sell them as jewelry, and this is what I do. And that started blowing up on TikTok and Instagram about a year ago, and within like a month or two I had 90,000 followers, and like every single thing that I would post would just go crazy and be in the like 6-digit views, and it was wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, it was very, 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 very great. And the best part about that is how many sales I made. I was making a lot of money and a lot of sales from going viral. So going viral can be a very, very wonderful thing. I'm not saying it's not, because it has changed my life and made me be able to become a full-time artist. So I'm very grateful for it. However, so many people are still really focused on numbers and thinking going viral and having a huge following is the ultimate goal if you're a creator, or if just need an audience for whatever your dream life is or your career. And yeah, like I said, it was wonderful, really genuinely changed my life. However, this is the part that started really unraveling within me, which is such a blessing in hindsight, but during it was very turbulent. So what started happening was this. Okay, so every 2 months I would put out new artwork, and I'd call them restocks. So I'd have a restock, and I need to go back a little bit. I'm gonna take you back just before going viral to paint the picture for you. So I have been wholeheartedly devoted to becoming a full-time artist my whole life. I've never had a full-time job because I knew I would never keep it, and I will always try and become an artist. So I figured, what's the point in getting a job and then having this realization when I already know it? So I just never got a 9-to-5 or anything like that. The route I took was working part-time as a gym manager, so that I could use the rest of the time to pursue becoming a full-time artist. And for a few years, I was only earning between £300 and £800 per month. And this was a choice. I could have earned more by working more, but I refused. I said, no, I'm gonna live so frugally. I had a spreadsheet that dictated everything I was allowed to spend per month. And I lived like this for a few years because I was like, one day I am going to be a full-time artist, and I was not shaking from that fact. So yeah, I lived off of not much money for a while with this conviction of what I wanted to achieve for my life, because I knew there was just nothing else I would want to do. And so I had said to myself that in order to leave my job, because I didn't really enjoy going there, it was very much just for the keep me afloat kind of job, I needed to just match my monthly salary, which was only £800. I was like, I just need to match it, and then I can leave, and then I will have time freedom, and I can really go all in and grow my art business. So for me, my threshold for what becoming a full-time artist and being successful was really low because of where I was starting from. So some people only feel this feeling of success when they reach maybe £1 million or £500,000. For me, it was 800, or I did kind of round it up to 1,000. I was like, once I make £1,000 a month from my artwork, I will leave, and I will be able to support myself into the same means I have been, at least, and then I can grow it from there. And then what had happened was I started being more authentic in my reels and actually speaking and, you know, showing my personality more, and things just started gradually blowing up. Like reel after reel would start hitting numbers it never hit before, until one went into the millions. And yeah, things just went crazy and blew up. And what happened was my mind literally couldn't conceive earning more than £2,000 per month, because I didn't know anyone who earned more than £2,000 per month. So my environment and the culture that I've grown up in was very like minimal when it came to money, and like believing like just, you know what I mean, like my money mindset was very low. And out of nowhere I had a £10,000 month, and my mind kind of went, because I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Like I didn't know that was a thing. Like this was way before now I know there are people making like 30k a month, $1 million a month. Like now I know this stuff, but back then inconceivable to me. So this happening was crazy. And then what happened was I actually had numerous 10k months in a row, and I was just like, what is going on? So obviously I left my job. I left my job within 2 weeks, because I was like, £10,000, that's 10 months of living. Like that's 10 months of time freedom. This is how I work. I'm kind of I'm like, if I don't make any money for 10 months, I still have 10 months to live, like without earning anything. So I'm leaving my job and figuring that out later. So I left. And obviously I had made even more than that because it happened a few times. But then what I noticed was, even whilst making the money, I became addicted to the sale. So like when a sale comes in, my phone goes bing and it says you made a sale and blah blah blah. I became addicted to that feeling, and I legit would check my phone constantly. And obviously when there was one there, I was like, yay! And when there wasn't, I felt like I was dying inside, like everything's gone, it's collapsed. And then it'd be like an hour of an existential crisis, and then bing, and I go, okay, it's fine. Then a couple hours would go by and I was like, it's over, it's gone. And then that would happen. And I started watching it. I was like, this feels so unhealthy. Like that I'm actually addicted to the sale coming in, and my joy lasts for about 40 seconds. And so then what started happening, I've been on a spiritual journey for a little while now, and my awakening process was getting more and more rapid, and more awareness, like expansion of my awareness was happening. And I reached a point where I started to really become aware when the universe was showing me something or teaching me something. And there was one restock that I had put so much pressure on, because I had told myself, if this restock does 10k again, then it proves to me that this is consistent and that I can move out of my family home and go and rent my own place for like $2,000 a month, and I'll still have like $8,000 left over, and like, you know. So there are so many reasons why I was not supposed to move out at that time, and why I was not supposed to move to the area that I was going to move to. And there was so many reasons why that wasn't supposed to happen, and the universe literally slapped me around the face and was like, I'm not gonna let you have 10k this time. And so I made, I think it was like £4,000, and I am not joking, I had an actual meltdown moment where I was crying so much. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I felt like my entire world was crumbling, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's still £4,000 that people have given you for your artwork, and you are so sad, you're so distraught. And I was like, the number game is intense, like between the followers, the views, the likes, the sales, how much money I've made, like the numbers became so overwhelmingly consuming. And I started realizing, I was like, I am so unhappy right now. Like, I am so unhappy. I'm so happy that I obviously now I have money and I can save and invest and blah, 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 blah. That was great, but my state of being was actually probably more turmoil than it was when I wasn't making this money. And what was happening was all of these money beliefs were starting to come up to the surface, which in hindsight I'm so grateful for, because I'm healing these things and I've healed so much of this. But it needed to come out so that I can see it and look at it and love it. But at the time I was like, oh my gosh, like if this is what life is going to be like I can't do this. I can't do this for a long period of time. I can't have a sale come in and feel only happy for a very short amount of time and then just need the hit again. Like, what is that? Like, no. Like, this is not what being a full-time artist or being just living your life is meant to feel like. It just felt so wrong. And on the tail end of that, I then gradually started feeling very robotic with the stuff that I was making. My soul was slowly leaving. I was like making things for people, and it's not that you shouldn't make art for people, but it was different. I'll get into this in a different video about where art should come from in that sense, because I could talk about that for a very long time. But it just became very robotic, and I found myself slowly but surely hating creating these pieces. Yeah, I just reached a point of just thinking, just what is going on? What am I doing? Why am I not happy still? Like, why is this not satisfying like I thought it would be? Like, I really want to make that very clear. Like, I was so happy, but there was just so much pain underneath it at the same time. And this is where I had that realization that you may hear lots of stories of really high up businessmen or celebrities having, where they reach their goal, they become like millionaires and famous, and then they go, oh damn, this isn't it. And I had that exact moment, but luckily for me, because my threshold was so small, I got to have that experience without needing to make millions. I got to have that same experience on like 5 digits. And because I was already on a spiritual journey anyway, but this really cracked me open. This was like a really big moment of, oh my god, like I've been trying to make money and reach my dream career as my sole purpose, my sole mission every day for years, and now I'm here and I just realized that everything that I thought I would feel and everything I thought that would be solved wasn't solved, and if anything I felt worse. And this is when something really amazing happened, which was I had my very first mystical experience, where I had about 12 hours where the veil of reality just and I'll go into a lot more detail on this in other videos, and you can also, in my very first YouTube video on here, you can see me talk about this, and I'm in the experience. Basically, I experienced truth and the nature of reality and why we're here and what we're meant to actually do, and experienced what it feels like to actually live in the present moment, which I know gets chucked around as a sentence so much that it sometimes feels like it loses its meaning, but when you experience what that is, it transcends everything. And what ended up happening was, because I had that experience and then I ended up having that same experience, but it lasted for a week, like a couple weeks after. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I understand, like everything's clear to me now. I understand what we're meant to be here for, and the state of being we're actually supposed to live from, and it was just so crystal clear to me. And I was having like ego death after ego death after ego death of like beliefs just shattering, everything I thought I knew shattering. And this is what led me to go to Thailand for a month, because I realized that I didn't care about anything but spirituality at this point. Like I didn't care about anything but knowing the true self and connecting with God and the universe, and like getting out of the societal matrix. Like I was cracked out involuntarily at this point, because the experience just like came. I couldn't have asked for it. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know there was something to ask for, but it, like through grace, just the veil just revealed everything, and I was like, so I kind of went on this journey of nothing else mattered. Like I wasn't creating artwork, I wasn't doing anything but learning about spirituality and meditating and going deeper into myself and healing, and just literally nothing else mattered. And honestly, even till this moment, it is the most important thing to me ever, because it is the thing that truly satisfies the itch. It is the thing that quenches the thirst. It is the thing that we think all of these external things will bring us. And I've just come to realize that yeah, these things are wonderful, but you can be a millionaire with the hot partner and the house and be so miserable, and you can be someone who lives in the mountains with absolutely nothing to their name and be in complete peace and bliss. Like, and yeah, I've just, because I've had felt experiences of this, and ones that, like, a week long living in that space does something to you. You can't go back after that. Like, yeah, so my paradigm just shifted. Everything I thought I knew just crumbled. I went through many dark moments whilst they were crumbling, because having your reality perception shattered is an experience, to say the least. And I was in Thailand, and I was just spending my days in the temples, meditating with the monks and making new friends and experiencing new culture, and just being so pulled out of everyday life and being able to just see the world is so big. There's so much to do, there's so much to experience, and when you're home and you're working, you can get really caught up in, like, you just are on a daily cycle of doing the same thing, and just I needed to just get out there, and I needed to just go and be in a very spiritual country, and just immerse myself with them for a bit. And since I've come back, I was so excited to make my clay pieces, but I literally couldn't. Like, I literally couldn't make them. My body was telling me in every single sense of the word to stop making them, and I actually gave up my business internally for a while. I didn't say anything because I just didn't know what I was doing, so I wasn't going to start announcing stuff. I was like, oh, just see what happens. But I had to internally let it go to then allow something to rebirth out of me, which ended up being my return to oil painting. And I've come to realize why I create. I remembered why I create and what it means to me, and I realized I create because the feeling of creating a piece honestly just puts me in touch with the, like, inner dimensions that I can't quite even put into words how it feels. But if someone said to me, you can be an artist but you don't get to actually do the painting, I would be like, no, like, no, I want to do the painting. Like, I don't, like, okay, here's what I mean with these pieces, right? These had a means to an end. I didn't care about the process so much, but I wanted the money. If I'm being very honest with you, like, I'm not here to sugarcoat things right now. The truthest of truths deep down, even if I didn't want to admit it, I didn't enjoy the process and I just wanted the money. Whereas when I oil paint because I love to paint. I'm actually getting a bit emotional. I love to paint. Like, the feeling of painting. I would never give that up for anything. Like, if you offered me 10 million pounds and said that I can never paint again, I would turn it down, because I can't fully describe it, but this is what creating means to me. Like, this is what making art means to me, and I want to return to that. And I feel like throughout school and everyone always saying, like, you can't become an artist and all of this stuff swayed my decision making to always conform to what I thought people would want. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of doing that, and I'm so tired of being a niche. I don't want to be a niche. I am not a niche person. I just want to express. I just want to create pieces with my soul bed in it and share it with people, and that is it. Like, full stop. And I was having this conversation with myself the other day. Why would God make me have this passion for painting if I wasn't supposed to paint? Or if I wasn't supposed to do this or express this in some way and have it support me in some way? Like, why would it be there? So at the end of all of this, I've basically just come to the central point of I just want to be me. I'm so tired of being anything but me, or like even being an artist but just not doing it in a way that is so true. I don't want to do it anymore. I just want to be me. And that's why I've changed my branding. It was Vina Adore Life, and now I'm just Zovina Maria, because I just want to be me. I just want to be able to create artwork and also talk about spirituality and also talk about travel, or just whatever I want to share. I just want to be me, and I'm over it. I'm done. Like, and I have full conviction that if I am just truly being myself and sharing and expressing and helping people, because I have a really, really big desire to help people in the spiritual sense because of the world-changing things that I've come to know and experience, I will be supported. And every single one of us, if we just follow our actual true essence, I am so convinced that every single one of us will be supported. I just we are not meant to just scrape by through life, like, and we are not meant to mold ourselves. Like, we have unique essences, every single one of us. There's not a single person that has your exact essence and amounts of everything you're passionate about and that you have to give and that you have to create, and the way your brain works. And I just want to see everyone just finally come back to themselves and give the gifts to the world that they have to give. And that's what I'm doing. I'm in a chapter where I am just smushing my whole being back together. I'm not having Instagram be my art and YouTube be my spiritual space. I just want to be me in any way that I feel like sharing. And I hope this just inspires some of you out there that are just so tired of not being yourself, to just let it come through and give yourself permission to let it come through. And I feel like I've been returning back to my child self, like, since I've started being on this journey. Like, my child self was right. She knew. She always knew. And she just got so scared over the years, and now I'm just letting her run free. And it feels incredible and so amazing, and so many wonderful things are happening, and I am the happiest I've ever been because I finally found myself again. And that is the message, is that that's where it is. That's where the light is. Okay, I will let you know that I've actually just updated my shop and put all of my new paintings and prints and everything that I've been working on with my soul quietly for the last 7 months whilst just trying to figure life out. So you can go and take a look at that if you would like, because I'm just excited for you to see them properly. And for the new things that I'm gonna make. Like, this is the biggest canvas I've ever bought, and I'm so excited to do this piece. I can't wait to share it with you. And I'm gonna be on YouTube probably more than I'm gonna be on Instagram. Like, I will be on Instagram, but honestly, I love YouTube. Like, it's just it's such a more personal space, and you can talk for longer. And I, like, some of you guys, you probably feel like you know me a bit from my stories, but it's just snippets. Like, even this is a snippet, but like, at least I can express so much more and really like speak and connect with you so much more here. And I just like it here. I like it here a lot. But yeah. I love you loads. And I will see you soon. Bye.